Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson, and we are going to get started with a look at some weather, a quick radar update on storms exiting through Lake of the Woods area, and a new line of developing storms not far from Devil's Lake. Let's get to your questions. Hutch's weather begins right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks for watching. If you have questions, make sure you pop onto my Facebook feed. You can also do it on my YouTube channel as well, but just let me know if you have any questions. That's part of what makes Hutch's weather unique. We do have a line of storms working their way into Lake of the Woods County, exiting the War Road area. A fairly wide swath of storms here that could produce some heavy rain and some new development out to the west with a little thunder and lightning. And the lightning display showing that not a lot of lightning's going on with the storms out near the Lake of the Woods area, at least the real strong variety, but that does have this backward C shape. The blue box here is a statement issued by the National Weather Service for the storms that are moving over Lake of the Woods. So if you happen to be out on the waters, no fun. We're going to see some gusts upwards of 40, maybe 45 miles per hour. It's moving off to the east at 26 miles per hour as the storm makes its way into Lake of the Woods County. I had a couple of questions saying, what's going on in Baudette? And is the storm going to hit Baudette? Well, there's a chance it could miss, but the bottom line is that forecast models don't do a great job of what's going on. And one viewer said, my forecast or radar shows it's going to miss Baudette. Well, that certainly is possible, but models don't do a great job of tracking reality here with these storms, but they do give us a trend. You can see the trend is for more of an easterly movement, although there is just a little bit of a northeasterly movement. So in Baudette, you will be shaved pretty closely by this storm. Let's get to the latest scan, and we'll go ahead and track this puppy for you here right now. Here is the leading edge of the storm's activity, including over Lake of the Woods, moving through Williams now, moving off to the east-northeast, and it's moving at a clip of 26 miles per hour. So I'm going to put it at 30 miles per hour for old time's sake here. And this is some areas where the storm will be. Let me go ahead and click out here. So there we go. So now we can see Baudette is in the path of the storm, and the timing on it is by around 11:31. Also, it will be over Lake of the Woods as we go through, and each of these color changes that you see here indicative of around 15-minute or so intervals as we go through. So there's 10 o'clock. That storm will be making its way off to the east. And then as we head into the, as we head into the 11 o'clock hour, I should say, it will be heading off to the east. So the storm is making its way to the east through Lake of the Woods County. It will stay north of the Red Lakes area, and you should be free from these storms. Once these are out of here, the next round of storms will come later today. Now, we are seeing a little bit of development real quick near Langdon. These storms are moving more in a northerly fashion, moving right into Edmore, north of Edmore, particularly toward Nakoma and heading toward Osnabrück. These storms are drifting northeasterly at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. I'll turn on these cell labels here. You can kind of see where the individual cells are moving. So if you are in Walhalla, you're about an hour out from these storms making their way towards you, or a little bit less. Briefly heavy rain and some lightning as well. A lot of you sharing photos on hutchesweather.com. I encourage you to continue to do that. I sure appreciate it. Again, hutchesweather.com with the latest in your photo uploads. Let's take a quick peek at some of the sights from around the valley. The risk of severe weather is there. We'll go over that real quickly, but we do have some awesome looking clouds that have been displayed across the area. This is colorful clouds in the Hoople area here, shared earlier today as those clouds made their way through. And check out this video of those clouds as they breeze through. This is a time lapse. And again, you can upload videos at hutchesweather.com. I always invite those because it gives us that view of the ominous rolling clouds as they make their way in. Thank you so very much for sharing your photos. No name attached to those clouds. Hey, we had some Shelfie McShelferson clouds make their way in. Ruthie captured this in the Stephen area as those storms that are now making their way through Lake of the Woods go through. So if you have rain gauge measurements, I have gotten some reports of over an inch of rain from around the area. Please pass those along. You can snap a photo of your rain gauge and pass it along right here on Hutch's Weather. Hutchesweather.com is there for you anytime, anywhere with regards to weather. Now let's take a look at some details with regards to the storms. Watching from Moorhead, Deb says. Also watching from Park Rapids, says Cheryl. Good to have both of you on board as we kind of give you an idea here and get some insight into what we're expecting as we head into the afternoon hours. Now, there is a risk for a few strong to severe storms. Let me go ahead and put up that storm risk for you once again. Here we go. Now, today, as we go into the afternoon hours, the Storm Prediction Center does have a risk of severe weather, mainly across portions of eastern North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Many models keep most of the activity north of Highway 2, but anywhere in this yellow area, we could see some storms capable of 1-inch diameter hail, wind gusts to 65 miles per hour or so, and we cannot rule out a tornado, although we're not expecting widespread tornadoes. So there is a risk in these areas. Now look at the cutoff point is Fargo-Moorhead. So really, as we go into the Fargo-Moorhead area and point south, the energy in the atmosphere, not as good. The temperatures above the ground, a lot warmer. So that's what's going on right now as we take a look over here at the radar display. Again, I want to point out our temperatures are doing this right now. In the Southern Valley, where we've been free of showers and rain, we do have temperatures that are pushing those 80s already. 81 muggy degrees Fargo, 79 out there in the Detroit Lakes area. Fergus Falls, your temperature 79 degrees. Millbank says 37, but I don't believe that for a minute. It's not frosty in Millbank. There's something going on with the sensor there. 60s Devil's Lake with rain cool there all the way up into northwest Minnesota. Look at Roseau above Hutch's noggin right now, and we're looking at 63 degrees out there. Badette 75 with rain and thunder on the way. But look at this. Waskish, you got 81 degrees there. We're on the warm side of the system for now. With the storms going to stay north of you, here's the line, and it's going to stay that way. With more showers and storms in the Devil's Lake Basin, you are going to stay on the cooler side of things for your afternoon. Now, when we take a look at those dew point temperatures, it's a little on the sticky side out there, folks, and dew points in the 60s. Well, those get to be a little bit uncomfortable. Here's present dew points. We got 60s in Carlstead, Badette mid-60s, Red Lake area 67 degrees, and in and around Fargo, we have dew points that are around 67 degrees as well. That's close to 70, folks. And as we look out here in the Cheyenne River Valley, the James River Valley, dew points are in the 60s. That will provide a lot of fuel for thunderstorms later today. Again, the risk of severe weather is not zero. It's out there, and as we head into the afternoon, and particularly the evening and late evening, the timing to me looks late afternoon into the late evening hours for our northern counties primarily, but I will keep you updated. You're watching Hutch's Weather. Please remember, you can head over to hutchesweather.com for the very latest in your forecast. It has the interactive radar, and if you let the radar website there track your location, it's going to show you what's going on in your neck of the woods as we go through the afternoon hours. And the interactive radar right now is there for you to show you. And if you click on the right button, the neat trick, push your mouse around holding down the right button, you can pan, you can tilt, you can zoom with the center dial to give you the view you want of your area. All right, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. The risk of severe weather will exit with these exiting storms for now and return a little later in the day. Stay tuned and stay safe.